still on justice for Mohbad. What you're about to hear is important that you pay attention to it from the beginning till the end of it. Because this mysterious passing away of Mohbad, well, we can say mysterious because there are certain things that needs to be demystified. They have to be unraveled. But what we have on our hands right now is deep, is explosive. That is why it is important that you pay attention to this video from the beginning of it till the end. What was the purpose of that nurse? What is behind it? What did Wunmi do when the nurse stepped away? You're about to hear some of these things. In fact, you're also going to know why the nurse all of a sudden disappeared. Her voice is the least that you will hear. And in fact, that nurse has not been permitted to come to the coroner inquest to tell the world our own part of what happened. Not just that alone. For some time, people have thought about the extra that the police said they found in Mohbad's house. I'm talking about medication and syringe. None of these things are adding up. They are not adding up. None of it at all. But what you're about to hear will shed light into this mystery. You know, when the toxicology report came out, even though they wanted to lie and manipulate, but there are some details in that we can connect to what Karimo said in the past. When you had one and one together, we realize that there is more to what the eyes can see. This particular video that you're about to watch is an expose. It will shock you. It is explosive. This is never heard before. This is deep. Listen to it from the beginning of it to the end. Don't forget to like and share. Do not forget to tap on the subscribe button. Returning subscribers and those that have been here, I say a very big thank you to you. Your comments are highly appreciated. I want to say a special may God bless the pockets of those that have tapped on the thanks button, the one with the love icon and the dollar sign in the middle of it. If you also want to be a part of this, you can as well tap on the same button. Let's get right into this one.
Miss Feyisara is the auxiliary nurse who was contacted and invited by Wunmi Sadiq, aka Spending, a friend of Mohbad, on 11 September 2023 to treat the singer at the deceased residence in Lekki. She eventually came on Tuesday, 12 September 2023 and administered.
Now, I want you all to listen to me. Mohbad, according to them, Mohbad started showing traces of he's not feeling well. The early hours of Monday morning. They waited till Tuesday evening. Why did Wunmi wait till Tuesday before calling a nurse? Why can't they take Mohbad to the hospital? It was after the nurse administered every nonsense and they all killed Mohbad together. That was when they took Mohbad to Perez Hospital. Why can't they take Mohbad to Perez Hospital before he died finally? They couldn't because they have a lot they were hiding.
As 3 different injections, which are believed to have occasioned the chain of reactions that directly resulted in the eventual death of the singer.
Can you hear that? The policeman said the nurse was invited on Tuesday evening and the nurse administered 3 injections that later led to Mohbad's death. Up till today, we are not hearing anything about the nurse again. Nobody is talking about the nurse. The fact that the police confirmed Nurse Ogedengbe killed Mohbad. Shane Bobby, ọlọ́pàá ti confirm. Wọ́n ti mọ̀ kirikiri. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ròyìn bó ṣe ti mọ́bẹ̀ náà. Wọ́n no bo ẹ̀ wọ́n gbé gbóná ni. Alálẹ̀ wọ́n máa wá ń gbé tán wá ń bá sùn ni. Ó ń jayé ọlọ́ba ń bẹ̀ ni. I'm telling you for free now. Nọ́ọ̀sì kan sọ pé wọ́n tì mọ́ kirikiri. Iṣẹ́ aṣẹ́wó ló ń ṣe nínú kirikiri ẹgbà tó wà ń bẹ̀. Oríṣiríṣi ọlọ́pàá ló ń gbé lálálẹ́ tó ń bá sùn ni. Ṣé ẹgbọ́ tó dárúkọ nọ́ọ̀sì mọ́sẹ́? The fact pé this policeman, I'm going to show you now. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá yìí bọ́ tanjọ́ náà. Àwọn ló confirm pé nọ́ọ̀sì ló gún lábẹ́rẹ́ pa. Tí àwa dẹ̀ wẹ́ pé kò ṣe nurse. Because nínú kirikiri, Feyisara sọ pé Wunmi set òun up. Feyisara said, and I quote, only Wunmi set her up. Up till today, bèrè nǹkan tó fi sọ pé Wunmi set her up ẹ̀yin ọlọ́pàá. Tó lè ti rojọ́ fún yín. What is happening in this country? Sorry, what is happening in Nigeria? What? Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ.
She is the principal suspect in the death of Mohbad. She acknowledged that it was the injections that she administered on the deceased that triggered the reactions which eventually led to Mohbad's death.
Can you hear that? The police said Feyisara admitted that the abẹ́rẹ́ tó ń fún Mohbad òun ló trigger Mohbad tó kú. Feyisara admitted. Where is Feyisara? Ayé ìyá ẹ máa bàjẹ́ sórí internet ni. Wọ́n kọ́kọ́ lọ ìyá ẹ pamọ́ Kòròdú. Feyisara, wàá sọ̀rọ̀ sẹ́. Where is Feyisara today? I'm asking you all. Where is Feyisara? Máa rí Feyisara mọ̀. Máa gbọ́ kọ́kọ́ pa Feyisara mọ̀. Abẹ́ gbọ́ mi ni. The fact pé àwọn ọlọ́pàá ẹ̀ confirm pé Feyisara lógun lábẹ́rẹ́ tó fi kú. Wọ́n máa mú Feyisara. Nǹkan àlejò ló máa fi Feyisara ṣe ní pàǹtí. Wọ́n máa ti fi Feyisara sílẹ̀. Máa rí Feyisara máa sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Abẹ́ gbọ́ mi. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ.
Expert opinions and witnesses' statements corroborated her admittance. Her actions of administering doses of tetanus toxoid, paracetamol, intravenous, and cetrazone injection, which was also administered intravenous on Mohbad at his residence, that's Mohbad's residence, on 12 September 2023, immediately triggered the reactions, including vomiting, goosebumps, and convulsions, that eventually resulted in the singer's death. This criminal ability is further heightened, granted the evidential fact that as an auxiliary nurse, she is not qualified to administer such medications or function as a qualified nurse. She also did this in a non-clinical environment and in a professionally negligent manner that negated standard medical protocols. 2. Mr. Ayobami Sadiq, aka Spending. Sadiq is a friend to Mohbad who invited the auxiliary nurse to treat the deceased. He is being suspected of conspiracy in the death of the singer. His action in inviting a person known to him as an auxiliary nurse to attend to the deceased under a non-clinical setting occasioned Mohbad's death. Is being held for conspiracy to commit felony. Ibrahim Oluwatosin Owodoni, aka Cryboy, is a childhood friend of Mohbad. He attended the show at Ikorodu in Mohbad's company on 10 September 2023. At the end of the show, Mohbad and Ibrahim were engaged in a violent fight, during which Mohbad...
I'm coming. Listen to what this policeman said. All what they are reading here, gbogbo nǹkan tó ń kà fún wa mi báyìí. Wọ́n délé Mohbad o. Wọ́n ṣe investigation o. Wọ́n ṣe autopsy o. In a civilized world, it is only an insane country like Nigeria. A policeman will come out with his full chest to give all this narrative just because of what Wunmi told them. Wunmi ló sọ fún wa pé there was a fight. And this policeman is confirming it now that there was a fight without investigating anybody. It was later we were told there was no fight. Wọ́n sọ pé kò síjà. Ṣé wọ́n sọ pé gbogbo wọn sọ pé tíjà bá wà, Mohbad is a celebrity. Even if there was a fight. Ṣé ààrẹ ń tó record ni? Ṣé ààrẹ ń tó ṣe video ni? But later, with all our investigation, we realized there was no fight. This man was talking based on what Wunmi told them. Ṣé they rántí pé that was what Wunmi said at the coroner inquest as well. Have you listened now? They arrested the nurse. They arrested spending. Sorry, they arrested nurse spending prime boy.
Was injured. The management of the injury subsequently resulted in his death. So he's being treated as a suspect.
Ṣé pé wọ́n ti sọ nǹkan méjì. Wọ́n sọ pé nọ́ọ̀sì ló fún ló abẹ́rẹ́ tó kú. Now, the policeman is saying again pé ìjà tó ń jà yẹn ló lead síkú Mohbad. Ṣàbàpọ̀ ti fún wa ní narrative méjì odindi ọlọ́pàá without doing any investigation up till today. Okoko ṣẹgbọ́ ó sọ pé abẹ́rẹ́ tó fún ló pa. Ó tún sọ sí pé ìjà tó bá spending ìjà òun ló lead síkú ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ.
Sansi Balogun Eletu, aka Sambari, is a suspect who was arrested on allegation of being complicit in the death, as well as in relation to the videos that have gone viral about bullying and assaults.
Can you listen? They arrested, let me count how many people they arrested. One arrested prime boy, spending, nurse, Sam Larry, àti Naira Marley. Now, why they arrested Sam Larry and Naira Marley was that because they said they saw the viral video. People that were there in that house with Mohbad when he died, they did not arrest any one of them. Wunmi was there, Darosha was there, Adura was there, Lifestyle was there, DJ Bobby was there, and a lot of them. Wọ́n ma arrest gbogbo wọn yẹn. Àwọn ará àta tí ò sínú ilé ìgbà tó kú, àwọn ni àwọn lórí burúkú in arrest. Ẹ wá sọ fún mi pé ọlọ́pàá ò tí wà compromise. Ẹ wá sọ fún mi pé wọn ò fẹ́ dojú justice ìbolẹ̀ tí ò bá ṣọpẹ́lọpẹ́ gbogbo wa tá ń pariwo lójoojúmọ́. Gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú ilé yẹn pátá wọn ò mọ ẹyọ kan nu wọn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ.
Which his supporters we believe perhaps had any link with his eventual death. He was arrested, he's still in detention. Abdulaziz Fashola, aka Naira Marley, was also arrested and still currently in detention for similar allegations. 5 suspects have so far been identified.
Òtítọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré analyze wọn yẹn. In a civilized country, àwọn olórí burúkú wa sọ pé why are they attacking? Why tó ṣe ń pé ọmọ 24? Ipe báwo lọmọ 24 ṣe máa pa Mohbad? No, gbogbo nǹkan táwọn ọlọ́pàá ń ṣe sìn. Can you see they are covering a lot? If we are not gonna, if olórí burúkú Wunmi aláyé bàjẹ́ tó bọ́ síta tó sọ pé bàbá Mohbad ni ò jẹ́ kó rí justice. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò mí lẹ́ni, ṣé bàbá Mohbad ni ò jẹ́ kó rí justice? These policemen were reading from the question they got from Wunmi. One arrest spending, Sam Larry, Naira Marley, nurse àti prime boy. Gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú ilé pátápátá wọn máa arrest wọn. Ẹ tí ẹ méyàn kan tó witness bí Mohbad ṣe kú, which is Wunmi. Wọn máa pè Wunmi. Up to today, the police refused to bring Wunmi to police station to ask her what really led to Mohbad's demise. Ẹ sọ pé ẹ ṣe investigation. Ẹ lọ sínú ilé tó ti pààyàn. Ẹ tí ilé yẹn pa. Abẹ́ gbọ́ mi. Ẹ tí ilé yẹn pa. Àwọn tẹ́ tún arrest. Àwọn tó wà ń ta tó hàn tí ẹ witness bó ṣe kú. Gbogbo àwọn tó witness bó ṣe kú up to today. They are walking freely on the streets of Lagos without being arrested. Is this the country we call Nigeria? Ṣé country tá ń sọ pé ó máa gba òmìnira fún wa ni? Mrs. Tinubu Olúrẹ̀mí, wọ́n sọ pé odidi ọmọ kú, ẹ̀yin ò rí nǹkan kan sọ sí yẹn. bí àwọn obìnrin ṣe ń múra ní Nàìjíríà ìyẹn lójú yín hàn sí àwọn ọkọ yín tó ń dó wọn lọ bá wọn kọ́ yé dó wọn ìyẹn ló ń ta yín lára odindi ọmọkùnrin sí Olúrẹ̀mí Tinubu ẹ̀yin ò rí kankan sọ sí yẹn àwọn ọmọ tó ń wọṣọ bó ṣe wọ́n kí ló kàn yín pẹ̀lú aṣọ ṣé pọ́blẹ́mù tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣé nǹkan tó kù pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà nìyẹn ní bó ṣe ń múra alórí yín ti dàrú.
This matter is yam, pepper, scatter, scatter. This issue of Mohbad, the demise of Mohbad, there is a lot that is attached to it. May we not be unfortunate in life, and even after demise, may we not be unfortunate. From all that we are seeing, a lot of things went or worked or is working against Mohbad. A lot of things. And it's not as if it is only Mohbad, like it is a specific thing, like Mohbad has been singled out. It's just a system. The system has been created in a way to favor some and to disfavor some people. If Mohbad was the son of one of those elite, so-called elite criminals, they would have gotten answers. In fact, those that have no business with the demise of Mohbad will be arrested. They will be punished for what they don't even know. They don't mind to wipe off an entire family that has no business to do with the death or the demise of their loved ones. They don't mind. They will do what they need to do. So, nurse, or is it auxiliary nurse, Feyisara, she is the one that has the axe, like I said in previous analysis, hanging on her neck. She is trying to escape from the consequences of her action. And her mom, the other time, said majority, in fact, she said 80% in Nigeria use the services of auxiliary nurses. Auxiliary nurses are not qualified nurses. They are supposed to be assistant to nurses. In a climate where things work, those are called carers. Those are called carers. They are not licensed to administer injection to anyone. Medication can only be administered or even given to patient by the direction of a doctor or nurse. That is how it is. But in Nigeria, since we don't have this carer system, this auxiliary, all of a sudden, they became nurses. They became nurses. They became like extra staff. Whereas they are not like really extra staff because they are not trained to be nurses. They are supposed to assist nurses. Bring this medication. Bring that one. But you don't administer unless you are instructed to specifically, and you'll be trained for that. But many of them are all over the place. It's the cheapest profession. If you do not want to be if you don't want to learn how to sew garments, clothes, and all of that, if you don't want to be a tailor, if you don't want to be what is it called, whatever it is, vocational, whatever out there, if you don't want to be the easiest, in fact, this seems to be even a higher sought for vocation, auxiliary nurse. Auxiliary nurse. They'll just remove the auxiliary and they leave the nurse there. People respect you. They will think you went to nursing school. They'll think you spent 5 years in school. And even as a nurse, you don't have the right. Doctor will tell if nurses are actually auxiliaries or assistants to doctors. That is a qualified one. So Feyisara did what she did. Has it taught lessons? In fact, ever since this happened, I know the government cannot put an end to auxiliary nurses because they are permitted to assist nurses. But the scope of their job and what they are supposed to do, the limit of it, I know the medical council have put that out there. People know what they're, but it is still the same system that has been corrupted. It has been so corrupted, terribly corrupted. Terribly corrupted. Here and there, we have seen, at least in Lagos, we've seen the medical council try to standardize and correct certain things. For example, if you go to certain parts in Lagos, you see opticians, in quote, opticians. They are not opticians. They are also auxiliary opticians, if there's anything like that. They have learnt the trade, but they lack the deeper knowledge of it. Meaning they are not qualified. There is no governing body. Even if, let's say, they didn't go to school to learn, they just studied it from another auxiliary. It's like we've seen how they try to standardize and make sure that everyone knows what they are doing. You have to only send patient to a qualified person before you dispense those spectacles. That is how it is supposed to be. We have a lot of rot in the system that needs to be dealt with. One of it is what happened to Mohbad. Are you educating yourself now? Auxiliary nurses might be cheaper. In fact, they are cheaper. They are cheaper. And you don't have to go through, in quote, the hassle of some hospitals where there will be no doctor sitting. You have to sit down. People are in pain. Doctors are running away to the UK. They are running down to Arab countries where they will be well paid, compensated, taken care of. No one wants to go through the hardship after spending long years in school, because the government cares less. Why? They go abroad. Can you see how backward, how useless, how evil, how wicked, how foolish? Talk of everything. I don't know what's wrong. The thing is just there like a curse. The lack of will to do what needs to be done. That lack of pride in oneself. The only thing they pride themselves upon is when they have when they can oppress other people. That's where you say, I don't want to mention like this race, this, that. No, that's the only way they do. If you really look into this Mohbad thing, apart from we are trying to drag Wunmi, you will realize that this issue that we are dealing with is something that has been there for a long time. Just imagine, they will run abroad where the same doctor that they would have taken care of and make sure that everything is standard, conducive, make sure that incentives are in where incentives needs to be put into. They will go abroad and that same person will treat them. Can you imagine? So how then do you think that your hospitals, they don't care about you? So it means that you are the one that needs to start caring about yourself. You are the one that needs to say, enough is enough. If we don't, the repetition will be endless. It will go from generation to generation. I tell you, generation to generation. It will not stop. It will not end. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. It requires sacrifice because these people are not ready. And when you want to go against a system, you have to deal with it from the head. Yes, look at how they have turned this Mohbad's justice into comedy, like a joke. They took about 6 months to get autopsy, toxicology, whatever, that they claim that they need to get it done in the US. They cited reasons why they had to. Okay, we understand that some foolish people during NSARS targeted public property, thinking it is government property. It's your property. It's not government property, even though they are managing it. It's yours. They destroyed it. So they used that as an excuse to punish and said, you guys should take it easy. Wait. After everything, the results that came didn't make any sense per se. I know people had huge, big expectation. They had it. And people expected the police to do the needful. Arrest who you need to arrest. Interrogate who you need to interrogate. Confiscate what needs to be gadgets. The police didn't do nothing. It's the same thing that we're talking about. Where the police are supposed to act, they will not. Is it today that we know that police in Nigeria will stand on the street to oppress people? It's not today. It's not today that we know that police will stand on the street to grab. It's not today. It's still happening today. There was a time that police officers, mad, crazy, useless, corrupt, like Wunmi's mother. Who knows how many people Wunmi's mother as she has snuffed life out of them. They will stand at roadblocks. They call it roadblocks. They'll stand at corners of the street on the road with guns. Ask you to give them money. It's something that is public. We are seeing it. But tell me who is going to put an end to it. Are you talking about the same president, vice president, governor of your state, councillor in your street, that honorable, that senator, that House of Rep? Talk of even your lecturer in the university, teachers in schools. Talk of the system is what it is. Who is going to stop them when they are fantastically evil? They are into the same thing. How are they going to now stop that police? Everyone grew up seeing this on the street, on the roads. We all grew up seeing Wunmi's mother. We saw Wunmi's mom extorting money from people on the street, on the road. She and her goons doing the same thing. How then can the 13-man team that they claim a special branch, special service, special whatever, how come they went to Mohbad's house, not to make it appear like they didn't go there? They sat down. Wunmi gave them some bottles of something to drink. They drank it. And they left and they said, what we found is no CCTV footage, apart from that of the nurse. And we saw some extra syringe. The nurse is the one that brought it. End of story. 13, like 13. Special team. 13 detectives and investigators. 13. That is all they could find. Oh my God. And afterwards, the so-called police rep or spokesperson came out and started talking like someone who has mental problems, like someone who is possessed. You can see wickedness, evil coming out of his words, his mouth, and everything. Everything that surrounds him is darkness. So I say, hey, they are this, we can say. And I'm like, what investigation did you guys do? Like, they only questioned who? Who did you guys question? Who did you talk to? We realized they didn't do nothing. They only asked Wunmi, Wunmi, what happened? Wunmi told them a little bit of, I didn't see this and that. They said, okay, oh, was there a fight with who? They never told us they investigated the owner of the SUV that Mohbad was in. They never told us that they spoke to him. Even if they didn't say, like we although we demand that they tell us, everyone has to be accountable. Yes, you are there to serve. You are not our boss. You are not our boss. You are not. So, what are you guys doing? He only read out some foolish things that he wrote in a book. None of it makes sense. So, it means that Mohbad passed away for nothing. That is the essence of all that they have been saying and doing. Mohbad passed away for nothing, and there is a possibility that it could be the nurse, but we are not sure. So Mohbad just passed away. So are we going to hold on to Nigeria? And when I say Nigeria, we are talking about the police that didn't give Mohbad's father the papers that was needed to put Mohbad in the morgue, so they won't have excuse of saying Mohbad was buried. That's why they could not drain the blood out of Mohbad quickly to do certain tests. So are we going to, who are we going, now someone must go down with the nurse. And the police must be part of it. That police station, that police officer that walked in when Mohbad father was about to get what he needed to get after waiting for 3 hours, that person must be arrested, and that person must tell us who called him. Is it Oba? I've not mentioned the name, but there could be one Oba. Is it Wunmi's mother? Who is that person? All this must be made public. If not, we will not get it right. NSAS was one of, if not that some people hijack, it was one of the movement, protest, action that would have turned things around. But when I saw the behavior of certain people, I realized that we have a long way to go. They say they are fighting the system. They started acting like the system. Then you will know that those people that you say, if not for the government, you too, you are a wicked person, you're a bad person in your family. Look at what some of them did during that NSARS. They were looting each other, taking advantage of people, raping people. Can you imagine? We need to separate who is who. We need to.